This is a short video to show you that if you are listening to or involved in the chat here of some Sarnetta live debate, you may get put into time out by a moderator for being silly, etc. That's genuinely a good reason, valid reason to put you on hold or put you on time out. But when you respond to someone who makes claims, biblical or scriptural claims, and you know that they are incorrect, and you correct them on it, like we did here to a certain person within this chat option, right? We put to this person, read the book of Genesis, look at the old maps, if you can, if there's any, look at the old genealogical or lineage list, and you'll find that one of Noah's sons had sons and daughters, and one of his descendants was called Cush. Okay, where was Noah from? He wasn't from Africa. Okay, in the scriptures we're talking about, right? The scriptures are specifically not saying his ark rested in Africa and then these African black people came out, right? Okay, it doesn't make any mention of that. But they stepped out. His sons had 3 wives, apparently, that ended up pregnant and had sons and daughters, descendants, etc. And it lists there in the book of Genesis that these sons were called the sons of Cush, okay, who, according to the genealogy or the lineage descendancy list that follows, these descendants of Cush were in the Near East, Mesopotamia, Fertile Crescent, okay, and then it lists all those descendants who became the nations of, and this one in particular, I think it's Genesis 10:10, something like that, or Brita 10:10. They became Put, Canaan, Mizraim, or Mizraim, or other, right? So, if we looked at the bottom of the footnotes, we've already done a video on this, it tells you exactly who Mizraim or Mithraim was. It's Egypt, okay? So, these people that went into that land were not necessarily African black, okay? It doesn't indicate that. But we understand through using logic, common sense, whatever you want to call it, that these people that emerged from the ark, and we're not being Eurocentric or anything like that, as this person claims, okay? We do look at both sides of the coin, because there's always 2 faces, or 2 sides to every coin, right? There's always 2 parts, or maybe more to a story, okay? To the histories. So you've got to look at both of them, from the pros and the cons, from the negative and the positive, right? So you get the full picture, okay? So we understand through historical records, etc., left behind by the ancients, that even the Bible, right, that there were certain people that first were in Put, Canaan, Mizraim, etc., right? This is pre-Egypt, okay? So these people prior to that were eventually going to merge out, right? These sons of Noah's descendants, okay? They then migrated or immigrated somewhere else, went to, say, hotter climates, etc., and then started up a family there, and then they had descendants who had descendants who had descendants, and it just went on and on like that. And some of them in the Abrahamic stage, or Abraham's era, eventually ventured down into Africa. Okay? If it was one giant landmass, before the tectonic plates shifted and rubbed up against each other and caused cracks and earthquakes and the rest of the story, well then, they would have just, travelled down a little bit. They wouldn't have to go over any Gulf or anything like that, right? So yeah, these descendants merged into Africa. They went down into this Africa, right? Where they met this certain tribe. We don't know the name of it. This is just from my personal research. And they merged, they intermarried, did the wild thing, had descendants who then became the Cush. Okay, so here's the difference. You have in the book of Genesis, it says Cush with a C. Yeah? And then when they descended in Africa and they started this new tribe, had these descendants and stuff like that, they were that particular tribe, but they were known as Cush with a K. Okay, and here's the problem. Europeans or whoever keep putting C. Everyone keeps referring to C, but there's a difference. One, originally, according to the biblical, the Genesis genealogy, the lineage list, right? They were there, somewhere there, wherever that ark was, and then they spread out in that geographical location. Okay, so there is a difference between the Cush with the C and the Cush with the K. See? It's what people got to differentiate. They were two different people. Okay, if they weren't two different people, then if the Bible or if somebody that's an expert says, "Hey, these people of Cush," even a native-born Aramaic-speaking Syrian from, say, Bet Narain, Syria, Mesopotamia, Syria, it tells you the same thing, right? They are two different people. Yeah? So that's where you got to understand that one was Cush, with the Cushites with a C, from the Near East, and the other one is Cushite with a K, many attribute to Ethiopia or whatever other tribe that was there at the time, right? So the two intermingled. So there is a vast difference. See, people say, no, you're making a Eurocentric view of it, all this and stuff. They haven't even bothered to do the research on it. They haven't clicked. Okay, there's two different people: the Cush from the Near East, or the Levant, and then the Cush with a K from the African, right? The descendants of Abraham, the sons of Abraham. Yeah? Simple as. Yeah? People just don't stop and think, do the research. It's just they try to make out that they know this stuff, right? Somebody said it to them, and they're a parrot repeating it. That's all it really is. It's parrot syndrome, right? Polly hears it, Polly repeats it. Okay? They don't look deeper into it. So that's what we do at the Ministry of the Real Truth. We do that, okay? Because sometimes we think the same way, but then, well, all of a sudden it's like Mike Tyson punching you in the nose. You wake up and you realise, hey, there's a difference there. You know? Okay, so basically we're clearing that up because we got put in timeout for an unfair reason. This kind of crap has to stop, right? I remember in the chat option on another actual Sarnetta TV debate, and I don't know if it's his wife or this woman, Napa, because she wanted to dominate the conversation, right? In a lot of these cultures, these religions, it's like the woman should be quiet, especially with the Hebrew Israelites, and let the man talk, right? According to the scriptures, etc., etc. But she wants to dominate it. So what she did was, she was kicking out all the men, putting them in timeout. Okay? Eventually, Sarnetta, the host, said, hey, what the hell's going on? Cut it out, right? It's unfair. You're putting all the males into timeout for no reason. This is what this person who might be a moderator, this, what's his name? No, Kaf or something. Naf, some funny name like that. See if we can find you. Okay. Oh, where is it? Okay, see if we can put a comment back here so you can see it. Okay. Yeah, Nakfa. Okay. She told you, read the book of Genesis, look at the old maps, the sons of... Yeah, it's kind of hard to see on those old maps where Cush was, right? We found it hard. He's the son of Noah, one of the sons of Noah's son, descendant, right? Who was called Cush, who was of the Near East, not Africa, but they later entered Africa and they merged with natives in Africa and became the Cushites. See the difference? There's a K. That is like having an idiom, an Aramaic idiom, and something is spelt in English with let's say like this, a C, when in the Aramaic it's like, okay, that's got it one better than that, right? Okay, you have in the Aramaic Tab-Esrit, the Tab-Esrit Aramaic, right, translated into nearest English equivalent by a native-born Aramaic-speaking translator 15 Alexander, the word Cam, okay, one of the descendants. Is it of Noah? Yeah. K-H-A-M. And in your modern Americanized English Bible translations, it will say Ham. Yeah, we did have a talk with a guy who gave us some comments. Oh, no, it's Ham, all this sort of stuff. But we sort of said, no, okay, we're reading from the originals, so it says Cam. But then we did the research, came across it, right? And it actually said, in Aramaic, the KH is not really, there's no K really, right? It's an H sound, so it'd be Ham. Whether it is or not, we'd have to ask a native-born Aramaic speaker, right? From Syria, Mesopotamia, Syria, from the Near East, right? And that's why in your Americanized English Bible versions, it has Ham, because you don't say the K. It's Ham. It's like the Egyptian. You don't say, actually say Kemet, right? With H, yeah? Or with the K and the H. It's more like, because the Aramaic and the Egyptian are similar in pronunciation of that KH, it's just the H. Yeah, it's like you have in Egyptian the word P-T-A-H. You don't say Ptah. Yeah, the P is silent, you're just saying Ta. Ta-Hotep. Etc, etc, right? Okay? So, that would be not Kemet, it would be Hemet, wouldn't it? Or Hamite. Okay? So we looked at the Hamites and we thought, no, they're not, nothing to do with these Egyptian Kemites, right? But then we figured out, actually, they're very similar, or they're actually the same. Yeah, so we worked it out. It was kind of complicated in the mind, right? But yeah, obviously, if they're you drop the K in the Hamites, yeah, the Camites are actually Hamites. Well, then the Hamites would probably be the similar people, wouldn't they? Probably be the same people. Just something we were pondering. Okay, so yeah, this is unfair timeout by this particular person we believe is probably a moderator of that chat, but got all upset because we exposed them, okay, through this proper information that they didn't have. So naturally, what to do with the neurowiring, your cognitive patterns or whatever, right? You got to retort because I've stepped on your ego. Okay? I've exposed you to the world, or to this particular chat, that you are incorrect, that you are wrong. Okay, so you got really upset. Okay. So you got to put us in time out. Okay, that kind of crap has to stop. It's not fair, right? It's just as bad as that woman up half putting all men in time out because she didn't want them exposing her, right? That she was wrong. Okay, so that's just a short video on an issue there. You know, be fair. Don't put people in timeout unfairly. That's nasty. Okay, so if you like this video, subscribe to us, give us a like, add your comments below, and be nice about them. Well, you're gonna get it. Gonna get a visit from the boys. No, just joking. And then go share this video with your family, friends, and others who may have been in these, particularly this live debate scenario in chat, and then just says, oh well, I don't agree with that, and boom, you get put in timeout. You know, see, our timeout here is still running. Yeah, probably deliberately slowed it down because it's been like that for the last 20 minutes. Okay, but when it gets complete, we'll put this back there. We'll probably get kicked out again. If we put it to that person, and then we suddenly get kicked out. Well, no, why? Because they're a mod, and they didn't like what we had to say because it exposed them as incorrect. Okay, so if you like this, as we said, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and then add your comments, and then go share this with all your family, friends, and others who may have gone to a similar unfair timeout because of these kind of moderators or these people, right? Or somebody crying to the host, oh, you know, he just said something true and I didn't like it. They twist it, right? Okay. We will see you on the next video.